We should be seeing a few light flakes of snow by weekend.
Can't wait for it to snow, huh? I see you've got a new TORO PowerMax Snowthrower. And you can't wait to try it out. Well, you look like you're ready. But are you really ready? Well, have you read the manual? Smart guy, huh? Do you know the #1 rule of snowthrower safety? Maybe you better come sit down. There's something I want you to see.
Get ready for safety, starring you.
That's right, it is you. No one else can star in this video because your safety and the safety of others is your responsibility when you're the one operating a TORO PowerMax Snowthrower. Let's see what we can learn. Do you think you can help out? First, let's make sure we're clear on the #1 rule of snowthrower safety. Stay behind the handles and away from the discharge chute while operating the snowthrower. And if you must leave the operator's position, stop the engine and wait for all moving parts to stop. I know it sounds like a lot to remember, but it's really quite easy if you break it down. Just follow along. When you're operating your snowthrower, stay behind the handles and away from the discharge chute. That's right. And if you must leave the operator's position, stop the engine and wait for all moving parts to stop. Perfect. Now, that wasn't so hard, was it? Yes, I do know a lot about safety, and you should too. This information, as well as other safety information, is included in the manual that was supplied with your snowthrower. It's important that you read the manual and become familiar with all controls before you operate your machine. Look at it this way. It's something you can do while you wait for it to snow. Once you're finished with the manual, take a moment to review all the decals on your machine. They contain important information and warn you about areas of potential danger. I know, some of these decals may look pretty graphic, but it's important that you understand the injuries that could result from coming in contact with a moving auger or impeller. That brings up an important point. You should never, under any circumstances, place your hand in the discharge chute of your snowthrower. There's a high-speed impeller located near the chute opening, and contact with moving parts inside the chute could seriously injure your fingers or hands. Even if your machine becomes clogged, you should never, for any reason, place your hand in the discharge chute. The unique PowerMax design resists clogging. It features an expanded impeller area that acts to recycle excess snow back into the auger. This keeps the impeller moving at a high speed, and fast-moving snow is less likely to clog. You know, there are steps you can take to avoid overloading your snowthrower. Always set the throttle to the fast position when throwing snow. Keep the impeller lever fully depressed and move at a pace that the auger impeller can keep up with. If the engine slows down under the load, shift the snowthrower into a lower gear. You should also make sure that the auger impeller cable is adjusted correctly. The manual that came with your snowthrower has instructions on how to do this. In the unlikely instance that your machine does become clogged, The TORO PowerMax has a unique method to clear the discharge chute. On the PowerMax, to unclog the discharge chute, stay in the operating position and release the traction lever. Push down on the handles to raise the front of the snow thrower a few inches off the pavement. Then lift the handles quickly to bump the front of the snow thrower on the pavement. If necessary, repeat these steps until a stream of snow comes out of the discharge chute. If for some reason you're unable to clear the discharge chute by bumping the front of the snow thrower on the pavement, stop the engine and wait for all moving parts to stop. Then remove the key, disconnect the spark plug wire, keeping it away from the plug to prevent someone from accidentally starting the engine, and then use a stick. Remember, never use your hands. Oh, now hold on. We're not through yet. We still need to talk about some of the little things that mean a lot. You, of course, would never wear loose clothing that can get caught in moving parts. Safety glasses are important. And wear proper footwear to avoid slipping. We better fix that. Make sure the area where you'll be operating your machine is clear of items that could be thrown by the snow thrower. And never direct the discharge at bystanders or allow anyone in front of the unit. The TORO PowerMax is not a toy. It should never be operated by children. Use caution when operating in reverse to avoid slipping or falling. Don't run the snow thrower indoors. That includes your garage. If your PowerMax is equipped with an electric start, don't leave it plugged into the receptacle, or someone may start it accidentally. Of course, you know not to touch the engine while it's running, or soon after it's stopped, because the engine will be hot enough to burn. And never attempt to add oil or check the oil level in the crankcase when the engine is running. If a shield, safety device, or decal is damaged or lost, repair or replace it before beginning operation. Also, tighten any loose fasteners. Don't smoke while handling gasoline, and never attempt to refuel a hot engine. If your PowerMax needs maintenance, perform only those maintenance instructions described in your manual. When cleaning, repairing, or inspecting your machine, make certain that the auger impeller and all moving parts have stopped. Remove the key and disconnect the spark plug wire, keeping it away from the plug. These extra precautions prevent someone from accidentally starting the engine. If major repairs are needed, contact your authorized TORO service dealer. That about covers everything, but maybe we should run through our list one more time. I was hoping you'd think that was a good idea. Remember, the rotating auger impeller blades can cut off or injure your fingers or hands. Stay behind the handles and away from the discharge chute while operating the snow thrower. Avoid overloading the snow thrower. You should make sure that the engine is running at top speed when blowing snow, and move at a pace that the snow thrower's auger impeller can keep up with. If the engine slows down under the load, shift the snow thrower into low gear. In the unlikely event of a clog, stay in the operating position and release the traction lever. Push down on the handles to raise the front of the snow thrower a few inches off the pavement. Then lift the handles quickly to bump the front of the snow thrower on the pavement. Repeat if necessary until a stream of snow comes out of the discharge chute. If you're still unable to clear the discharge chute, stop the engine, wait for all moving parts to stop, remove the key and the spark plug wire, and then use a stick. Never use your hands. Wear safety glasses and proper footwear. And do not wear loose-fitting clothing that can get caught in moving parts. Clear the area of items that can be thrown, and never direct discharge at bystanders or allow anyone in front of the unit. Don't touch the engine while it's running or soon after it's stopped, because the engine will be hot enough to cause a burn. Don't attempt to add oil or check the oil level while the engine is running. If a shield, safety device, or decal is damaged, illegible, or lost, repair or replace it before beginning operation. Also, tighten any loose fastener. Don't smoke while handling gasoline or attempt to refuel a hot engine. And perform only those maintenance instructions described in your manual. Before performing any maintenance, service, or adjustment, stop the engine, remove the key, and pull the wire from the spark plug, keeping it away from the plug to prevent someone from accidentally starting the engine. If major repairs are needed, contact your authorized TORO dealer. Well, thank you for being the star of our video. That was quite a performance, don't you think? After all that, I'd say you really are ready. To show my appreciation for you taking the time to learn about safety, I think there's one more thing you might want to see.
It looks like the snow is moving in faster than previously forecasted, and we should be seeing flurries starting, well, right about now.
You're more than welcome. Safety is your responsibility. It's important that you practice good safety each and every time you operate your TORO PowerMax Snowthrower. If anyone other than yourself is going to operate the Snowthrower, make sure that they also read the manual and review this video. TORO thanks you for your time and hopes that you accept the responsibility and get ready for safety.